All right, so today I'm going to basically share the secret to becoming prolific. It's very simple. You might have heard it before, but if you understand this on a fundamental level, you will see a huge uptick in your output. And becoming prolific, which I'll define as the ability to do way more than you've done before, that ability starts with this understanding. I'm going to say it, and then I just want you to give me some time to explain it. So the secret to becoming prolific is understanding that nobody cares. Nobody cares. Everything short of causing harm to other people. You never want to do that, obviously. Nobody cares. If you embarrass yourself, if you post something and nobody watches it, if you create art and nobody looks at it, nobody engages with it, nobody cares. Think about how many celebrities, how many famous people, how many icons have unfortunately passed away in the last 12 months. How many of those did you even think about today? How many of those did you think about this week? Not many, if any. So it's coming to terms with the fact that nobody cares. Making peace with that. Ultimately, you will be followed. You'll be known for your best work. You'll be followed for your average. And everybody will forget the rest. You think about any famous artist, the only people that know their worst work are the true fans. And nobody is ever going to say, you know what, I wish there was one less Picasso painting. Like if I'm a Picasso fan and I'm like, you know what, I wish there was one less Picasso painting. Nobody's ever going to say that. If anything, they're going to say, hey, I want to see all the sketches. I want to see all the sculptures. I want to see everything. That's what a true fan would want to see. As for the average person, they remember Picasso for his best work. You apply that to an artist like Prince. It's the same thing. He's known for his hits. His fans were the ones that followed for his albums and for the average work. I use average as an asterisk, but for his standard of work. But any songs that were either unreleased, unfinished, the only people that remember those are the true fans. And they're the ones that want to hear everything that Prince had to make. So if you understand that nobody cares, and you don't let that depress you either, because I think you can fall down that, okay, nobody cares, why do I bother? That's not what I'm saying. You can choose to let that free you. The secret to becoming prolific is to understand that nobody cares. You can literally publish, you can share, you can lean into what makes you you, and realize that everybody is just worried about themselves. And if you don't truly understand this, I recommend you start speaking to people that are 20, 30, 50 years older than you for you to really understand. Because I can tell you now, people in their 50s, 60s, 70s, maybe you have, a grandfather or a grandmother, when you talk to them, they just tell it how it is. They don't have time to waste. They just tell it straight, right? And so I highly recommend that you talk to people who have lived this life and you use the game that they have and apply it to your situation that you're in now. Once you understand that nobody cares, you're free. You're free to work. You're free to be you. And so to become prolific with your output, I'll apply it to music. The reason why something such as writer's block exists is because the person who is trying to write is afraid to write something bad. Anybody can write badly. And if you committed to, say, 100 pages a day, or let's go a little bit less dramatic, 10 pages a day, and you weren't putting your own analysis paralysis mind on the work, and you just committed to 10 pages a day, you might be terrible. You might be terrible for a year, you might be terrible for years. But your best work will come after your worst work. Through that sheer volume, through that sheer application of giving yourself permission to be bad, you will find that there's little strings that you can pull that go to something better, that lead to something greater. And through becoming prolific with the output, committing to, okay, I'm just going to do the volume, connecting back to that idea of I'm just going to do the reps, eventually you will run out of bad work. Like if you honestly committed to say, hey, I'm going to make 1,000 songs, you don't think at least one of those songs will be good? Like surely. And look, even if those 1,000 you still don't like, you've really developed the skills. You're such a more talented musician at that point. You've really done the workflow and you've learnt heaps. And learning really is just collecting curiosities along the way to keep you going. That's really what learning is. It's not this painful thing. It's although at times it can be challenging, it's the following the curiosity. And when you allow yourself to be bad so that you can learn, you eventually get better. And as you get better, you start to enjoy it more. A lot of people think that passion starts at the beginning, but the origin of the word passion is passio, means to suffer. So if somebody goes, I want to find my passion, well, it's, in my opinion, you just say, well, what would you suffer for? What would you choose to suffer for? There you go, you found your passion. And a lot of people think that the passion begins at the start, when in reality, at least in my personal experience, I've found that a couple years in is when I actually start enjoying something. It's kind of like if you're riding a bike, like day one, you're falling off the bike. No part of that is fun. But, you know, when you're a couple years in and you're going down the hill and you can control the speed and you got perfect balance, it starts getting really fun. So a lot of people want the day one of it. You know, I found my passion, this is great. But in order to truly enjoy something, you have to get good at it. And you only get good at it over time. And that's what it comes down to. So the secret to making progress, the secret to making rapid progress, is to understand that nobody cares. You can fail publicly. You can publish stuff that nobody reads or watches. But over time, if you just understand, okay, I'm just going to keep getting better at this thing, eventually you will find that you do get better. That through that sheer volume, you're able to cultivate a skill set. Because you're not saying the same. You are evolving. Through your creating, you are creating yourself. So as soon as you realize nobody cares, you give yourself permission to do the things that you want to do. You give yourself permission to build and create the things that you want to build and create. That's when you start making rapid progress. Because now you've made peace with the fact that, okay, now I can just focus on the work. Everything else is a distraction. So the secret to becoming prolific is understanding that nobody cares. Thank you for watching.